Am I live? Yeah, I'm live. Yo, what's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? What's great? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Can the Brothers Get a Rap podcast. It's episode 47. Episode 47, y'all. So, yo, I want to start the show off saluting my brother from another mother. Blood couldn't make us any closer. My brother Santana. I was trying to, link up with him. He's actually on vacation. He was actually trying to do the pod from vacation, from where he's at right now. So, again, we was trying to do it, but he's having a lot of technical difficulties over where he's at. So, we was trying to link and synchronize everything, but it was just a lot going on within the feed in itself. So I apologize for that. That's why we was running a tad bit behind. But yo, welcome. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna be flying this ship solo dolo. So my brother, what I'm saying, have fun on your vacation, and we'll see you next episode. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? He still might tune in. You know what I'm saying? He's still trying to get things situated at his location right now. So shout out to my brother Santana. Yo, shout out to the chat. Y'all already in here thick. Pause. Shout out to Rowan Jack, one of our day ones. Shout out to King Prince, one of our day ones. Shout out to Tree Man Lions, one of our day ones. Yo, thank y'all for tuning in. It's about to be a popping show again. Yo, wish my brother a great vacation. But if he still tunes in, he's still trying to work on tuning in. So again, I'm flying this ship so far solo. So you know what I'm saying? Hope I'm enough for y'all today. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know I am. But you know what I'm trying to say. You know what I'm saying? Well, let's get it rocking, man. This is the Thursday special, and we're about to get it rocking. Got my notes, so we in good hands, y'all. Y'all want to start the show off. I want to start the show off by saying R.I.P. to O.J. Simpson, or R.I.P. to O.J. Simpson, despite all his legal stuff. That doesn't define his whole life. There's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's been a great running back he's been a great running back in the NFL for many years. One of the best to ever do it, in my opinion. He has success off the field, and yo, shout out to him, his legacy, his children, his grandchildren. Yo, shout out to O.J. Simpson, R.I.P. And he was doing some work on with Cam and Mace on their podcast. So yo, his legacy will be long lived and last. So shout out to O.J. Simpson. Santana in the chat. Is he in the chat? I don't know if he's in the chat, Roman. I don't know, but we like I said, I was we was trying to link it up, but his location is having some difficulties. So I don't know if he's in the chat, but if he still tunes in, he could still tune in because you already know he got the link. So I hope that he does. If he doesn't, we're gonna still fly this Thursday special plane, and we're gonna keep it rocking. So make sure again, y'all hit that like button. Y'all also, you know what I'm saying, keep it, interested in the comments because I'm solo dolo tonight, so the more y'all comment, the more, the more love we get. You know what I'm saying? So that's the business. All right. Shout out to Cheese, South Korea. You already know what time it is. Santana can hang out in the stands with us. Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know I got this. You know what I'm saying? I'm a professional at doing this. You know what I'm saying? You already know. But that's my brother. You know what I'm saying? He probably got his if he can't get on, he probably got his foot in the toe. I mean, he probably got his toe in the pool, drinking Bahama Mamas and umbrella drinks. Got him a little thing on the side of him watching the show. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's get it started. You already know, starting off with popular opinions. This segment is brought to you by OUV Records. You see it right there, OUV Records. Make sure you hit the Instagram at OUV Records for the latest in music and merchandise. The label motto is create, document, and inspire. All right, first question of the night. Let's get this popping. Best way to keep up with news in today's age. Best way to keep up with the news in today's age. Number one, TV. Number two, internet, social media is the same thing. Number three, radio. Number four, podcasts. You know what I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go with podcasts. Don't ask me. I'm a little biased on the podcast, but yes, I'm gonna say podcast. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what y'all think in the chat. Which is the best way to get news? I'm gonna be on the computer as well to make sure that I see you guys chats. I'm seeing podcasting. You already know. You already know, man. Podcast, bro. Podcast. Chat going with podcast. I'm going with podcast. I also see social media. Social media is definitely a way to get the news, but you get you know what I'm saying, the journalism from the podcasting, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting podcast. So they got some social media on there as well. You know what I'm saying? I give y'all another quick second to put in your answers again. Make sure y'all hit that like button as well. But the reason why, like TV is kind of like outdated at this point, in my opinion. And then again, with the internet, social media, depending on which media presence you go to, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok, that could be as heavy-handed. The radio is also a bit outdated, but still necessary. But it's still outdated, in my opinion. I think the leading news radio is kind of like secondary, and then podcasting. I think most podcasters do the due diligence of the story. So like most of us say, it's just not gonna say, oh well, we're gonna post the hottest thing popping. It's like, no, we'll do our due diligence. Most of us do our due diligence. All right, some of us do our due diligence on the latest factuals. Who is the bum ranting online? The bum ranting online. Age 4. Shout out to age 4. Shout out to age 4. Oh, you got jokes. Show me a picture of you, age 4. No homo. We talking about bum. Woo! I take your girl, bro. Easily. 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 Nobody cares about your opinion, little homie. Obviously, you do because you on here. So hit that like button. Shout out to you. We enthused to have you. We enthused to have you. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to you. I love the trolls. We love, and trolling is a form of love. So you know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, age 4. Always about 3 days for the real story to come out. True. That's actual factual. So again, most of y'all in the chat went with podcast. Some people went with internet. I went with podcast. The rest of the world, they went with internet at 67%. At 67%. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for Ash Petty Thought. Man, see, Santana comes up with the best petty thoughts. She comes up with the best petty thoughts. I mean, he comes up with the best petty thoughts. So I'm gonna do my best tonight with the petty thought, but I leave that to him. So I'm not even gonna do petty thought. I'm definitely gonna do my segment, keep the lie live. I save that for my brother Santana. I love his aspect of petty thought because he'll either give a petty thought or he goes into the Black's Law Dictionary. So, and you know how I feel about that B word. So you already know. Yeah, my girl definitely leaving me for a dude who talks himself online. Yeah, she would. Yeah, if I pulled up on it, she's definitely leaving you, homeboy. Trust me. It probably not even close, bro. Like, please, you probably never got a girl, but if you had a girl, I could smash your girl, your older cousins, your aunties, like you know what I'm saying. No, I get this in, bro. I get this in. Trust me. All right. So moving on to the next question. All right. Who has the most charisma in the WWE of all time on this list? Of all time on this list. Uh, One, Stone Cold. Two, Ric Flair. 3, The Rock. 4, Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Which I think. If you pulled up and you beat up, if you pulled up and you beat up '04 Altima, she gonna call the cops. Yeah, you missing a couple of words, bro. But it's all good, man. It's all good. Yeah, I don't drive Altima, bro. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Robert in the building. Do you like ice fishing? Yeah, I ain't never been ice fishing, brother. Dwayne. Yeah, I say The Rock too. The chat is going with The Rock. I want to say The Rock. I do want to say The Rock because The Rock got the best one-liners. But if I'm gonna pick anybody from this list, I gotta go with Ric Flair. Ric Flair, to me, out of this list, has the most charisma from the WWE of all time, in my opinion. Not just his one-liners, but even when he gets beat up, the way he falls down, the way he's like real dramatic in a lot of instances. I just think that it's a part of his charisma. The ring entrance, the big robes and stuff like that. I'm gonna go with Ric Flair, but shout out to Ted DiBiase because he had the $1 Million belt. You know what I'm saying? He actually made himself a belt. So at the end of the day, it's like, that dude is popping. I have to give it up. I have to give it up to him. I have to give it up to him. Uh, you still in that Corolla? I don't drive no Corolla, my boy. Nah. Show us that watch. You want to see the Rolly? Yeah, see that Rolly. Enjoy that Rolly. Enjoy that Rolly. Guarantee is less than 100. Yeah, nah. Timex wearing. Yeah, nah. Nah, none of that is landing, bro. None of that is landing. But good try, though. We love the love, man. Trust me. Hit that like button while you trolling, please. Hit that like button while you trolling. If you're going to troll and you don't hit that like button, I'm going to excuse you off the show. So hit that like button. It's all, you know what I'm saying? Or show us a picture. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't try to roast a roaster. You feel me? So either or, you feel me? Rolly straight from yeah, nah, no way, no way, nah. But again, hit that like button. Rolly, McMahon, I mess with McMahon. But again, I have to go with Ric Flair though. I have to go with Ric Flair. So the chat, y'all going with The Rock. I'm going with Ric Flair. The chat, y'all right. It was The Rock at 35%. It's The Rock at 35%. So moving on. Uh, which point guard are you starting if you had a franchise all time in the NBA? Which NBA point guard are you starting from this list? All right. Number 1, Tim Hardaway. Number 2, Russell Westbrook. Number 3, Penny Hardaway. Or number 4, Chris Paul. Terry Crews. Roland, you better not start tonight, man. You better not start tonight. Talk about Terry. So you taking Terry Crews? Come on, man. Stop. Shout out to Roll me on the Kanabi. Shout out to you, brother. Hit that like button. Let us know what you think. Which NBA point guard are you taking to start your franchise on this list? Again, Tim Hardaway, number 1. Russell Westbrook, number 2. Penny Hardaway, number 3. Chris Paul, number 4. Let me know what y'all think. The final boss, The Rock. Oh, you talking about the last question going with The Rock? Yeah. Yeah, the Rock won that. The Rock won that last question. The Rock won that last question. Well, who y'all taking if y'all ran an NBA franchise? Because Tim Hardaway was nasty. People forget how nice Tim Hardaway was. Who was the first one again? Yeah, so it was Tim Hardaway, Russell Westbrook, Penny Hardaway, and Chris Paul. Who would you take to run your franchise as the point guard all time? But it got to be from this list. It can't be somebody that's not on this list, y'all. It got to be somebody on this list. Yeah. Yeah. Did you hit that like button, Age 4? Did you hit that like button? Tim Hardaway, they going with Tim Hardaway in the chat. Jason Tatum runs the NBA now. Jason Tatum that boy gets busy. Jason Tatum does get busy. He's a problem. He's definitely a problem. I wouldn't put him. He's arguable top 5. He's arguable. It's very arguable. It's very arguable. But I'm definitely taking Jokic on my team before him. I'm definitely taking Giannis on my team before him. Believe it or not, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm still taking LeBron over Tatum right now. But Tatum, he that boy. I'm still taking Steph on my team over him. But Tatum, he's an arguable top 5, definitely top 10, definitely top 10 because he played both sides of the ball. He plays both sides of the ball. So, yeah, so y'all going with Tim Hardaway in the chat. Me personally, if I'm running an NBA franchise all the time and we talking about at their best, they all healthy, I'm going with Penny Hardaway. 6'7" point guard, pass first, handle the ball, he could score. It was unfinished business with him and Shaq and Orlando. Like they had Orlando going crazy. So me personally, I'm gonna go with Penny Hardaway. Y'all going with Tim Hardaway in the chat. I'm seeing some Russ. Russ put in that work. Russ was a baller. What I really like about Russ' game, played like Russ played like somebody got his mother like taped up somewhere. Like it's like a ransom. Like, yo, if you don't go out and get 20 points, 10 boards, 10 assists, like you ain't gonna see her again. That's how Russ played. Russ played with his hair's on fire. So I bangs with Russ. I bangs with Russ. I bangs with Russ. But I'm gonna go with Penny Hardaway. I'm not really a big Chris Paul fan. I think Chris Paul is a bit overrated in my opinion. But he's still a solid player. He's still a solid player. But the rest of the world, they went with Tim Hardaway at 32%. I can't be mad at that either. Tim Hardaway was a whole problem his whole career. So I can't be mad at that. He could score, he could pass, he's a leader, and he's always taken his team like far. So Tim Hardaway was a problem. Tell us you love Russ cause his put back game is tight when it slaps out. Good. So, quarterback. Yeah, shout out to John in the building. Shout out to John in the building. Shout out to John in the building. All right, so moving on to the next question. Best Jay-Z video on this list. Best Jay-Z video on this list. Number 1, The Story of OJ. Number 2, Big Pimpin'. Number 3, Ain't No Nigga. Number 4, Girls, Girls, Girls. Again, let me know what's the best uh, Jay-Z video on this list. Me personally, Big Pimpin', yo. That's just for me, just me personally. Big Pimpin'. That video was so popular to me. They all the way in. I think they was in Trinidad and Tobago, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, they had the girls, but it was just more so the environment. I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm from a Caribbean culture, Caribbean type of background where you know you know what I'm saying? If you know anything about Brooklyn, you know about, the Parkway on Labor Day, you know about Juve, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up in that type of atmosphere. So I love seeing that in that video. You had, you know what I'm saying, the girls looking crazy. The and then also like it looked like they was more so partying than trying to shine. Like it wasn't really about the jury or nothing like that. It just looked like they was just having a good time and they just happened to film a video. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think, and even with one of the girls, like with Pimp C, his scene with Gloria, I can't remember her last name, but the model Gloria, I think she's the baby mother of Aaron Hall. But when she popped up on the scene with the little, you know what I'm saying, with the little bathing suit hat, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, she was looking straight fire. So, yo, shout out to Johnny Cash in the building, man. Shout out to Johnny Cash. Where's T-Pain? Man, my brother, he's on vacation. He's having the hardest trouble, pause, trying to get on. It's a lot of technical difficulties at his location where he's at on vacation. So, he was trying to get in. We was trying to. I even got on late because we was trying to connect. So, what I'm saying, if he happens to make it in, you already know. You know what I'm saying, but he may not make it in tonight because of the connection of where he's at, on his vacation right now. So, either way, we still gonna drive this plane, fly this plane. You know what I'm saying? All right, so I'm seeing Big Pimpin' in the chat. I went with Big Pimpin'. The rest of the world went with Big Pimpin' at 51%. At 51%. Brother from Brooklyn, I hope you don't like the Mets. I root for the Mets a little bit, but I'm a Yankee fan, man. I root for the. I don't want to. I hate seeing New York teams. This is my thing. This is my thing, right? I hate seeing New York teams that is ass. I hate that. Even though I may not be a fan of them, but I hate New York teams that is straight garbage. Like I can't stand that. I just can't. So I want to see the Mets win, just like I want to see the Jets win. But I'm not a Jet fan. I'm not a Giant fan. I do mess with the Yankees. I'm a Yankee fan. So yeah, and I'm a big Brooklyn fan. I'm a huge Brooklyn fan, and in football, my team is the Chiefs. I've always been a Chief fan ever since I was little. So 51% shout out. That's a fact, Roman Jack. That's a fact. 51% shout out on that video. Big Pimpin' at 51%. Yeah, that's a fact. Uh, you a fan of the ass? Stop. Come on, man. You about to get blocked because you talking crazy, brother. Talking crazy. Yankee game. You already know, man. Yankees, my brother. You already know. You already know. All right, so moving on. Moving on. Worst movie on this list. Worst movie on this list. All right, so number one, Still. Number two, Ghost Rider. Number three, Batman and Robin. Number four, Street Fighter. Let me know what's the worst movie on that list. So again, number one was Still, the movie Still. Number two was Ghost Rider. Number three, Batman and Robin. And number four, Street Fighter. Let me know. Let me know. Do watch too many of these IG reels. People rank. Street Fighter. Street Fighter. Definitely Street Fighter. Definitely Street Fighter. Batman and Robin. Yo, Batman and Robin was 100% bat nipples. That is hilarious. That is a fact. That is a fact. I can't stand not near none of these movies. I can't watch not one of these movies. Street Fighter was straight garbage. Straight garbage. Santana's here in spirit. That's a fact, Johnny Cash. My brother here in spirit. He probably on vacation dipping his toe in the little pool somewhere with the umbrella drinks. Yo, that is funny. All right, so in the chat we got Batman and Robin, we got Street Fighter, uh, They rather watch The Room over the movies. Now that's a fact. That's a fact. Um, Me personally, as bad as all these movies are, like these movies are ass, I gotta say Still. I don't know if y'all have ever seen Still with Shaquille O'Neal, but that movie is garbage. I mean, I can't stand that movie. Like, you talk about lackluster. They didn't even try to make him into no real superhero for real in that movie. It was horrible. And you had decent actors in that movie. You had decent actors in that movie with him. You had Richard Roundtree. You had the dude from what's the dude that played Ice-T's partner in New Jack City? He was in there. You had little Ray J in there. So the you know what I'm saying? You had some characters. 8 millimeter. Rowan, I told you not to start tonight. I told you not to start tonight. You come on, man. Still Shaquille O'Neal. Oh my God, that was dirty like Rosie O'Donnell. I'm telling you that. Y'all stupid. Y'all are stupid. Y'all are stupid. Yeah, that movie is just straight nasty work for me. It's just straight. It's not a good movie. None of these are good movies. I'm going with Still. Some of y'all went with Batman and Robin. Some of y'all went with Street Fighter. I'm going with Still. The rest of the world went with Still at 47%. They went with Still at 47%. All right, so moving on to yeah. So all right, so now we're moving on to Hollywood needs to ask us. Hey, what did you say? Where you was looking? Shout out to Joseph. Shout out to Biggs, my brother. Yo, Ja was really good. Was really good, my brother in the building. Shout out to Samurai Cop. That was my joint. I gotta rewatch that. I haven't seen that in a minute, but I heard that was awful. I heard that was awful. I heard that was awful. All right, so we're moving on to our next segment. Hollywood needs to ask us. This segment came about because there's a lot of trash movies that's out in the theaters right now, and man, like they really need to ask us what we want to see because what they got in the movie theater is just not hitting. So you know what I'm saying? It just comes with what our opinion and what we prefer to see. All right. All right. So my Hollywood need to ask us tonight. Me personally, when I was a little kid, I was a big fan of this show. And I'm still a big fan of the show, but it's an old show. It's real old. But I want to see a renewed rewatch of this particular show. I want them to turn it into a series instead of a movie. I want to see a new series of it, and I want them to make it up to date. Not necessarily a remake because I don't think you could remake it, but you could up to date and move the story forward, right? So I used to be a big fan of the Matlock series. I don't know how many of y'all remember Matlock, but Matlock to me was popping. You had this, older guy who was this lawyer, and then this was like the '80s, and he was making 100,000 a case. I just thought that was like the most popping thing to make 100,000 a case, and this was back in the '80s. That's crazy. Like he's not even taking your case unless you retained them for 100K. So to me, I just thought that was the most lit thing. So I would love to see them like revamp it and bring it back and start it off with like maybe his grandson or something because he had a daughter. He had like two daughters or one daughter. He had a daughter. I know that for a fact. Started off with his grandson or something. You know what I mean? And let the grandson be a whole new character. Start a whole new show with the Matlock series and have it as a series because it was a dope show. It was on for a long time, and I don't think you could recreate the original Matlock with Andy Dick, the actor Andy Dick, Andy Griffin. Andy Griffin. I say Andy Dick. Andy Griffin. Uh, Currently impressed with Amazon's Fallout. I'm gonna tap into Fallout. I'm gonna tap into Fallout. I seen the clip of Fallout. That looked really good. That looked really good. Who would you get to play Matlock? See, I don't think you could I don't want them to redo. the Matlock character, I want them to pick up the story from his grandson, because the original, you can't replace him. You can't replace him. But to play his grandson, I think Joshua Jackson, I think his name is. I think his name is Joshua Jackson. I think he plays from The Good Doctor. He played Pacey from Dawson's Creek. I think that's his name, Joshua Jackson. I think he will be a dope grandson to the original Matlock, and then it could pick up from there. Perry Mason. I didn't really get into Perry Mason. I really didn't get into Perry Mason. My older brother was into Perry Mason. I didn't get a chance to get into Perry Mason. Mel Gibson as Matlock. Y'all know how I feel about Mel Gibson, man. He's a sucker, man. He's a sucker, man. But he could pull that off acting wise, though. Like, credits his acting. He could pull that off acting wise. Are you getting a new lethal weapon with Mel Gibson and Glover? Are we getting? I don't think so. I mean, they redid a Lethal Weapon, believe it or not, with Damon Wayans and somebody else. They redid that, and that didn't go over so well. Certain things I don't think you could recreate with the original characters, but you could push the story along. So if they redo Lethal Weapon, it can't be Riggs and Murtaugh. It has to be their children, or the story has to pick up somewhere else. Like, certain characters, it's just hard to redo. Uh, Shout out to Low Key Oz, or Low Key. I say Oz instead of the original. R.I.P. to O.J. Simpson. That's a fact. We said R.I.P. to O.J. Simpson at the beginning of the show. We all need Islam. We need Candyman TV show. That would be dope. I would love that. I would love to have a Candyman TV show. That would be popping. I would actually watch that. That jack is tough. Appreciate that, my brother. That Ralph Lauren, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, so I think that would be dope. I think all y'all did is must see, to be honest with you. I love that Candyman TV show idea. I love that. I love that. I love that. Islam's the right path to God. Shout out to Sinbad in the building. Hit that like button while you're here. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. All right, y'all. Make sure y'all hit patreon.com. Can the Brothers Get a Rap Podcast? Again, patreon.com. Can the Brothers Get a Rap Podcast? Tune in to some merch. See the OUV Records jersey. This is one of the jerseys that we got. And we got some more jerseys, another different style of the jerseys coming. So, make sure y'all tune in. And again, hit that like button. It helps with the show. We keep growing the show more and more. So, again, hit that like button, y'all. What's funny? Worship one God alone. Quran has never changed. Muslims that actually follow Jesus. Fastest growing religion. Salute, 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 salute. You know what I'm saying? Respect to everybody's religion here. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes to get your relationship with God right, that's what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, respect is love, and love is respect. Don't let that go over your heads. So, all right. So moving on to the must see segment. Again, this is the must see segment, where it's must see shows, must hear music, and must see movies. All right. All right. So movie number one, that's a must see movie. And you know me, I never have a theme. Shout out to my brother Santana, who's normally with me, the co-host of the show. He always have a theme, but I never have a theme. So I always try to name movies that I feel like y'all know, but y'all never seen. All right. So my first movie I gotta talk about is Eve's Bayou. Eve's Bayou. Eve's Bayou came out in 1997. It was directed by Casey Lemons. Casey Lemons directed other movies such as Talk to Me and Self Made. Uh, Eve's Bayou is cast by Journey Smollett, Samuel L. Jackson, Megan Good, Lynn Winfield, Debbie Morgan, Lisa Nicole Carson, Vondell Curtis Hall. Who else we got? We got Ether Aller, Tamra Tooney, Roger G. Smith, and we have Diane Carroll. Diane Carroll. This is a dope must see movie about a family that's in the Louisiana area, and the family they doing pretty well. The father's like a doctor, and his kids or one of his kids, she notices something about her father, and she noticed behavior in her sister, and noticed behavior in her mom and in her aunt. And you got to see the rest of the movie. Juicy Smollett. yeah, Juicy Smollett not in this. Juicy Smollett's not in this. His sister, y'all know his sister. You know, you seen her plenty of stuff, but the sister's in this though. But yeah, that's funny. Samuel L. Jackson loved that man in Django. Yo, Samuel Jackson kills damn near every role. He takes movies to a whole nother level. But this right here, Eve's Bayou, is a must see. So make sure y'all tap in to see the rest of that movie. All right, second movie that's a must see is called Blackout. Came out in 2007, directed by Jerry Lemith. Star-studded, very star-studded, and this is an independent movie. You have Zoe Saldana, Michael B. Jordan, Jeffrey Wright. You have Latanya Richardson, who happens to be the wife of Samuel Jackson, Sean Blakemore, Jamie Hector, and Melvin Van Peebles, the father of Mario Van Peebles. Dope movie. This is a movie that talks about the blackout in Brooklyn that happened in Brooklyn in the summer of, I believe, 2000. I believe this was the year 2004, the blackout in 2004, and what happened in that New York City area. It's a must see movie. So yeah, just tap into that. It's a must see movie. All right, my third and final movie that is a must see. It's called Civil Brand. Came out in 2003. It was directed by Naomi Barnett. She directed a movie called Woman Thou Loose on the Seventh Day. This movie stars Lisa Ray McCoy, The Brat, Monica Calhoun, Nabush Wright, Lark Voorhees, MC Light, Tashina Arnold, Clifton Powell, and Mos Def. This movie's about women, obviously being in jail and their different stories, and you have to watch the movie. You have to watch this movie. It's a dope movie, and it's very entertaining. Very entertaining. So make sure y'all tap into that movie. Yo, shout out to Nadir. Shout out, thank you for tapping in. Please hit that like button on the way out. You know what I'm saying? Please hit that like button on the way out. Appreciate you. Appreciate your comments. All right, so yeah, so make sure y'all tap into Civil Brand, Blackout, and Eve's Bayou. All right. So three must hear albums. You must hear these albums. They have content on these albums that's worthy still to this day. So make sure y'all hear these albums. All right, number one is Little Kim Hardcore album came out in 1996. Not only the production is fire, not only there's hits, but the album cuts, her bars, just everything about Little Kim on this album, her features, top tier upper echelon album, top tier. So make sure y'all tap into Little Kim's hardcore album. Number two, Mac Wild's After Hours album came out in 2017. This is a R&B. This is like R&B classic right here. This is kind of like borderline R&B classic because it has nothing but album cuts, but the album cuts is so top tier. I wouldn't say there's like over the top hits on that album, but it has a pocket and a groove that is just perfect. And each songs on that album is just straight fire. Straight fire. All right. My third album that's a must hear is the Above the Rim soundtrack. came out in 1994, and it got nothing but hits on there. Rap, R&B, you know what I'm saying? It's just top tier, upper echelon music. It's hits that y'all know, so make sure y'all tap into Above the Rim soundtrack, Mac Wild's album After Hours, and Little Kim album Hardcore. All right. In the chat, well, y'all talking about, yeah, some religion talk. That Above the Rim. Above the Rim was great. Yeah, man, the movie was dope, but the soundtrack was even better. I'm telling y'all that right now. The movie was dope, but the soundtrack was even better. It was even better. All right, so moving on to classic shows, must see classic show. All right, so this particular show, uh, as a black man rap ain't on my Spotify. I'm into Britpop, fan of Oasis and such. So was the soundtrack of Austin Powers. Bro, man, we gonna fight, man. You keep talking about Austin Powers, bro. Come on. So about Austin Powers is a great soundtrack. Now, but I could respect that. I could respect that. You know what I'm saying? You have a different taste from rap and R&B, but you know, music is music. You know what I'm saying? And I say music is music because music is subjective. Like, just because everybody like this person doesn't mean you have to like this person. But you'll be surprised what you like if you open yourself up and just try and listen to different music. So if you never heard of it, just tap into it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But you know what I'm saying? It's still must hear. It still doesn't debunk that it's a must hear. Austin Powers Gold Member was lit. We got the early 2003 Beyonce cake. Yeah, come on now. Beyonce always gonna be Beyonce, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want the Illuminati to come in, you know what I'm saying? But Beyonce fine, dog. In 2003, she was scrumdiddlyumptious, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah. But soundtrack was ass. But, you know, funny movie. It was a funny movie. You know what I'm saying? Gold Member was funny and she was looking good, but outside of her couple of songs, like the soundtrack was ass. You know what I'm saying? But all right, moving on. So my classic must-see show for this episode is the show Cops. I don't know if y'all remember Cops, but Cops been on for 36 seasons. This came on in 1989. And they had different variations of Cops once we got to the 2000 era, to the year 2000 eras. But the early Cop seasons used to be so funny. Not funny in a sense, but it was funny like the way they would ride along, and the cameraman, he's running with the cops, and he's running from, you know, he's on the roof with the cop trying to chase the bad guy, jumping onto the, you know, to the cars, going under the cars. So it was just wild funny how Cops was like the first real action show. And like, what if the perpetrator had like a gun and he busted shots and he's ducking behind walls? It's like, yo, what are y'all doing? So Cops was so elite and funny, and it is a must see. And you could probably, no, you can still see them on YouTube, like the earlier Cop episodes. I'm telling you, top tier funny. It was so funny, so hilarious. So make sure y'all go see Cops. It's a must see. Holly Berry Monsters Balls. She got laid out like a road. Oh man, why y'all doing Holly like that? It was funny when it takes place in the trailer park. That's a fact, Rowan Jack, man. That's a fact. Yo, Cops used to just be funny, man. Like, y'all really need to tap into Cops. And they might have Cops on Tubi. Y'all know Tubi got everything. And I found out why Tubi have everything. I found out it's a top tier Hollywood executive that runs Tubi. So you wonder why when you go on Tubi, you see hood stuff, but you also see blockbuster movies, you see shows, you see a bit of everything on Tubi. So the person who owns it, is like a top tier like Hollywood exec, and he owns Tubi straight out, and he get the license and like that. So that's why Tubi gets everything. Tubi would get AEW, and Netflix go or get a WWE. That's a fact. That's a fact. Screw body cam, make cops your local 24 live. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, Cops is top tier. Cops is top tier. That was a must see show. That is a must see show. Y'all can still tap into Cops right now. I'm telling you, YouTube got everything. YouTube got everything, but you could definitely catch it on Tubi though. Definitely catch it on Tubi. I'm surprised they haven't did a documentary on Cops and the show as a whole yet, because I want to see that. You know what I mean? I remember the birth of Cops. I was real little when it first came out, but it's still a must see. All right, moving on, moving on, moving on. So this is the part of the show my brother will have the cologne. Again, the parts what my brother would normally do, I'm not gonna do because I'm not trying to replace my brother. You know what I'm saying? My brother Santana is my brother, so I'm not gonna do cologne of the week. We'll wait till Sunday when he's back, and he'll do cologne of the week. So you know what I'm saying? So that's normally the next segment. All right, moving on to time to rap. It's time to rap, y'all. You already know what time it is. All right, so this segment is brought to you by Button Snaps. Button Snaps is where you get classic movie shows, documentaries, and original content for the viewing pleasure of $4.99. Again, that is Button Snaps. All right, uh, first part of time to rap. Colorado paraprofessional Kiera Jones arrested for assaulting children with disabilities. This was actually caught on tape. This was actually caught on tape, and this woman is she's sitting next to a child who's when they say paraprofessional, it's like kids with obviously disabilities, and she's punching them. She gets up and farts on him. She slaps him. She's doing all types of nasty, dirty things to this kid, and he can't do anything about it. Obviously, he has disabilities, and they caught it on tape, and they arrested her. They've yet to, say what the exact charges is going to be, and the jail time and things like that. But I'm glad they caught this woman, because how long has she been doing this? How many other kids has she affected it like that? And it's just, I can't even imagine if I'm the parent and I'm watching a tape of my child being taken advantage of, being slapped, being punched, being farted on, like just humiliating stuff. You know what I mean? And just being taken advantage of. Again, I wouldn't be able to handle that very well. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm glad that she was arrested for that. Facts. Colorado has good weed, can't lie. Send her to Turkey. Yeah, if y'all wasn't here for the previous episodes, yeah, Turkey gonna handle her right. They gonna handle her right. She moving like Nickelodeon, that biatch. Yeah, man. Like, can you imagine if that was if your child, God forbid, had disabilities, and you're watching a tape of a person who's supposed to take care of your child, and she's doing this on the bus from the school to your home, and she just doing all types of stuff. And I that's not, I wouldn't be polite about that, to be honest with you. I wouldn't know how to react to something like that. I just think that's nasty work. Again, her name is Kiera Jones, and they finally arrested her. So hopefully she would do some time and lose her license. She shouldn't be working with kids, nothing of that nature moving forward. That's just straight nasty work. If that was my kid, I'm moving like Suge Knight in my SUV with that woman. I don't blame you. I do not blame you. I just think that's just nasty. That's just straight horrible. I seen that. Orlando MF walking in the streets the other day in Houston, Texas. Kiera Jones is in danger now. I mean, she should be. You know what I'm saying? Like, real talk. Again, like these kids are helpless. You know what I'm saying? And this particular kid, like, come on. So how many other kids has she's done that to? So that's just the kid that was caught on camera. So somebody must have known that she has been doing this, and they needed the proper evidence to film her do this. So, um, you know what I'm saying? I hope she get a whole lot of time. I hope she gets a whole lot of time. She need to be stripped of everything. That's just sickening. And I feel bad if she has kids and her kids are seeing this like, yo, mom, this is what you want. Like, come on, a serial farter. Yeah, I know farting sounds funny. I know it sounds funny, but that's so humiliating. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get slapped, you get beat, you get punched on, and somebody stands up and fart on you. Like, come on now. Like, that's crazy. Like, if you're walking in it, like for real, like, it sounds funny, but if you're walking in a grocery store and somebody and you're online and somebody that's standing in front of your child bust a hellacious fart, you're gonna feel a type of way. You're gonna say, like, yo, you could have stepped out of line for a second to fart and then come back. Like, you didn't have to do that in front of my kid's face. Like, anybody on here will have a big problem with that. All seriousness, she needs to be locked up and left to rot. She's a danger to the youth. That's a fact. That's a fact. Crop duster. Crop duster. That's a fact. That's a fact. So again, her name is Kiera Jones, and I hope that she do some serious time. I really do. All right, moving on to the next subject. Former this one is real tough right here. Former NBA player Nate Robinson says he suffers from high blood pressure, which causes kidney failure, and he's been going through this for some time. But he's recently confessed on a podcast that he doesn't have long to live. Um, he also had mentioned that he goes to the hospital on a very regular basis, I believe every day or every 2 days, to make sure that he has fresh kidneys. But if he doesn't get a transplant in time, that he could possibly lose his life. This is when you hear stuff like that. He's so young. He's still got a lot to live for. He's accomplished so much. Um, I just That's just tough to hear, and he feel like he know his fate already. And man, prayers go up to him and his family. And I'm praying that a kidney will come in time so he could get that transplant, because that's tough, man. To know that you're that sick and you don't have long to live. Just imagine the daily, you know what I mean? Like, that daily fight with that mental. And I think that's probably more mental than anything. He's been through a lot. He's been an athlete all his career. So physically, he can make it out of anything. But mentally, that's a hard pill to digest. Pause. Uh, you know, sad to hear the cards were dealt. That is a fact, man. That's something I don't think anybody, anybody can't just, everybody can't just deal with that with a good spirit. Would you sell a kidney? Whew. Yeah, I can't answer that question. Would his family sell a kidney? Would his brother, his mom, his sister, are they matched for kidneys? I mean, you got people out there who are what they call that, organ donors. But that's only for people when they pass away. Um, but I would be more remiss if he didn't ask anybody in his family who's closer to him that would possibly be a better match for him, which would be his blood relatives. Hope you're doing good today. Appreciate that, blood. Appreciate that, blood frat. Appreciate that. Hope you're doing well yourself, my brother. But yeah, that's just, it's very sad to hear that again, Nate Robinson is dealing with high blood pressure, which causes kidney failure. And I hope he keeps fighting, and I hope a kidney comes in time for him. I'll donate a kidney in a heartbeat. Life's too short, so best to make a positive impact when you're here. Yo, that's fire. That's fire. I love that. I love that. I love that. That's dope. Shout out to Drizzy in the building. From the hood, came from life and death. Some kids died earlier than that. Think he lived a bit longer. That's a fact too. Like, see, here's the thing, right? There's a lot of kids who haven't even seen 20. You know what I mean? And you wish you could give but we can only give what we could give, right? But just knowing who he is and seeing what he accomplished, you just hate to see him in that spot. You hate to see anybody in that spot. You know what I mean? And I know because he's an athlete and he's built a platform on why we even talking about this, but there's obviously millions of kids who've yet to, live to in their 30s, and it's not going to because of their illness and their sickness. So but they don't have the platform and things like that. So, and I'm pretty sure those kids are on, I'm hoping that these kids are on any type of list that could that is life saving. So I have to get his blood pressure under control before he can get a new kidney. Kidney list is long. My wife been waiting for one for a year. Wow, 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 wow. Man, that's tough, man. That's tough. That's tough, man. That's tough. I watched both of my parents pass away from cancer, and they both had different types of cancer, and it was a uh, it was very it was very tough to watch that that I couldn't do absolutely nothing to change that. Um, you know, that's why people say health is better than wealth, because you can always attain wealth, and you need your health to have wealth. So it's just a tough situation. But I pray for him and his family and all those who don't have the platform to be in that situation. That's in that situation as well. Her kidneys have gone from chemo to fixing the leukemia. Wow. Well, I played football, basketball, and I boxed growing up, and I knew this one particular kid um, that went to Brooklyn Tech. I don't remember his name, but I remember he went to Brooklyn Tech. But he was a phenomenal football player. He was phenomenal, and he had leukemia. He had leukemia when I think I was like a freshman, and he was probably like a junior. He was probably like a junior. That's probably why I don't remember his name. But he was older than me, and he was like all city as a sophomore. He was nice, and he ended up having leukemia. He had to walk away from the game. I never knew what happened to him later on, and everything like that. So, but yeah, rolling 12 in the building, rolling 12 in the building. Yo, where's T Pain at? Man, T Pain is on vacation. Man, he was trying to still get on the show, but something's going on with the Wi-Fi at where he's at. Where he's at. The Wi-Fi is crazy, and he was unable to tap in and get right. But he missed y'all. He wanted to get in so bad. So, I spoke to him uh, earlier today, and that was kind of like a quick, that was like a quick combo, but he was definitely trying to make it happen. He was definitely make it happen. But he's definitely going to be back Sunday night. Definitely. My condolences to your parents, sir. From Central. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to Eric. I appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Shout out to San Antonio. I did a show in San Antonio back in November. Back in November at I think it's called the Paper Moon. I think it's called the Paper Moon. I think it's called the Paper Moon. Yeah, I bodied that performance too. I bodied that performance. San Antonio, y'all came out and showed a lot of love. So shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to Eric S. Shout out to Eric S. I bodied that show. And so you know what's funny about San Antonio? San Antonio is like they so like the energy is like whatever you do, if you do it well, they rock with you. So when I finished my set, like yo, it was the love was so genuine. So appreciate that. I think we got rid of yeah. No got time for that. Don't got time for that. All right, so moving forward. All right, comedian Corey Holcomb finds footage of comedian Little Rel Howery doing a skit with the dress on. Um, I don't know if y'all like really follow the story, but Little Rel Howery was talking about that. He was basically defending uh, Carmichael. I can't remember his first name right this second, but he was defending the other comedian Carmichael, and he was saying that he put in the work and that Corey Holcomb is not working that hard or haven't worked that hard. Corey Holcomb felt the type of way about that. They both from Chicago, so Corey Holcomb has been going in, and Corey Holcomb is saying that Little Rel got his start basically because of his circle, and he felt like his circle is like homosexual, and that's why he got his start. So um and because the Carmichael comedian has confessed it to be homosexual, and that's what Corey Holcomb is saying, that because you're homosexual, you basically got a head start. That's why you end up in the movies that you're in and things of that nature. And then he finds a skit with him, doing playing a woman in a dress and the whole 9 yards. So I thought that was interesting. I thought that was very interesting because Little Rel would say that he his career started from doing stand up. He worked the circuit. He became cool with people, and people just happened to be gay or homosexual. Uh, if y'all ever heard of Corey Holcomb, you know, and, and how blunt he is on everything. Um, and I don't think Corey Holcomb is necessarily like a gay basher or gay bashing or whatever, but there's a culture of the guys who participate in homosexual activity that they do get a head start, and that's what he's referring to. So, but he found the video that he feels like makes his point to that. So, San Antonio, the home of Shawn Michaels, big ups. Shawn Michaels is a legend. Shawn Michaels is a legend. Yo, Ash, P. Diddy putting work on Satan. Not issue, not issue. Make it in comedy is because you good. Is that there's whack comedians who won't last. Yes, I've heard. Yes, I've heard of him. There's just a lot of jealousy in comedy. Yes and no. Yes and no. I don't believe all successful comedians are successful because they're funny. But also comedy is also subjective. So for example, like I think Larry David is hilarious, right? But some people might not think he's funny. But when I watch, Larry David show, he's funny to me. You know what I'm saying? But I don't believe that. I think not I think in the entertainment industry, music and entertainment is all about connections. It's all about connections. And if you're willing to play ball, and what I mean by that, I don't believe that every person who's made it to that next level has engaged in homosexual activity. I don't believe that, right? I just don't believe that. But you do have to go through a system that you have to pay your dues. And if you're not willing to abide by that system, then you're not going to make it to that next level. You're very lucky if you really work hard and then you get you a lawyer, and then you get you a talent agent. But if you go that route, guess what? It's a road longer travel, and you got to pay your way to do that. So what I mean by that is this: if you do your comedy or do your music and you build a following, cool. Now what you do is you go get a lawyer and say, hey, this is what I got going on. I would love to retain your services. If you have any information about a show or this, that, and the third, then because I pay you to do that, put me on. Then that lawyer is going to put you on to a talent scout or an agent, because an agent and a lawyer is two different things. And that's how that goes. So if you're doing that, then you're paying your way through and showing your talent. But if you don't go that way or whatever, I don't believe every person is like that. But as we're seeing, you gotta play ball. So and there's a lot of talented people out there that should be on that next level based on their talent, and they do put the hard work in. But everybody's not mixy. So in the entertainment business, that's very real. Everybody's not mixy. So Cat Williams kept it real though. That's a fact. There's very few female comedians that are actually funny. That is a fact. That is a fact. Uh Jack, he was putting on that work, if you know what I mean. Yo, Roa, why you gotta do that? Roa 12 is so funny. Yo, Ash, why you why why are your hand just floating in the air? We can't see you. To us. Come on, man. Let's be honest, no man wants to sit down and listen to a female comedian speak, tell jokes. That's just the truth. Majority of them make sex jokes. You know what? I will say this. I will say this. Certain female comedians are hilarious. I'm gonna give you a few. I'm gonna give you a few hardcore comedians, in my opinion, who are females that are funny. If I don't name them, I'm not saying that they're not funny. I'm just saying they're not the person I'm naming. So, all right. So Adele Gibbons is legit funny. If you ever heard of Adele Gibbons, if you never heard of her, she is legit funny. Stand-up comedian. She's legit funny. That's number one. Number two, legit funny, some more. Some more. The comedian some more is legit funny. Number three. It's getting a little dicey, Chief. Number three. I can't think of this girl name. Oh, what's her name? From the She was on one of the morning shows. Oh my God, it's this other lady. And she was on the Def Comedy Jam 25. She does one of the morning shows. I can't think of her name. She's hilarious. Oh man. And she does nasty jokes, but she has jokes. They like a lot of male comedians don't even want to follow her. I'm mad I forgot her name, but she was in the movie with she was in I Got the Hookup. She was in I Got the Hookup, and she played one of the sisters, and I Got the Hookup with Master P and AJ Johnson. Man, I forget. I'm mad. I can't remember her name right this second, but she's hilarious. Whitney Cummings. I've never heard of Whitney Cummings. I don't know if you being funny right now, Rowan Jack, because I see the Cummings. Sarah Silverman used to be good. She was all right. She was decent. Roseanne Barr. Roseanne Barr. She's some timey to me. What's the other lady that was? She used to be on the Chris Rock show. She had a couple of her own shows. She was on the show right now, and she plays the older sister with Mike Epps. Called the Upshurs. The show's called the Upshurs. I can't remember her name. She's funny too. So I'm not saying that all female comedians is trash, but the names that I mentioned, the names that y'all mentioned in the chat, I've never heard of Whitney Cummings though. I'm a tap into Whitney Cummings, and there's a few other ones that I can't think of their names right now, but funny as hell. Funny as hell. Um, but yeah, I mean, a lot of the female comedians that I've seen in person, like Wanda Sykes, that's her name, Wanda Sykes. My brother Ja got that right. Wanda Sykes, she's hilarious. Wanda Sykes is stupid. Wanda Sykes is stupid. But I've been to the Laugh Factory in Vegas. Um, and obviously they have all types of comics, and the female comics that I've seen, they wasn't that good. Obviously they going to talk about relationships, but outside of that it just wasn't funny. But you know what I'm saying. So all right, moving on. All right, singer K Michelle, she just said that she doesn't feel protected when her man cries. She go on to say she wants the relationship where her man can cry and open up to her. But if and when he does cry, she doesn't feel protected because she doesn't feel like there's nobody strong in the relationship at that point. What y'all think about that? I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy. Like, I don't understand some of the women out here. Like, cause all women don't move like that. All women don't move like that. But the internet is making it seem like, yo, there's a lot of women that if a man, and it's crazy because a lot of women, if you have a serious relationship with a woman, that woman don't always want you to hold things in, right? But it's not up to that woman for you to hold things in. It's either you're going to be genuine and being able to allow yourself to break in a certain situation or not. Like, it's crazy when, not to go back on it too much, but with my ex-girlfriend, right? She was with me. We was together basically when both of my parents passed away, right? So of course I had obviously these people that raised me. My whole household is gone, right? So obviously she catch me being emotional, when both of my parents died, right? But I had to go to a separate room to allow myself to break, right? And then when she came into the room, I felt the type of way because she saw me like that. Like, I don't want her to see me like that. You know what I'm saying? But I couldn't help it because these are my parents. Like, I lost both my parents like back to back, like 2 years in between, right? So that was like a real tough thing. So when you go through things emotionally, you don't really plan to break down. You hoping that you could do it just because like it fucks your heart up. You know what I'm saying? So you're hoping that the person that you with can at least understand that you're strong enough to break down, and then for them to support you at the same time. So it's just like a weird thing to hear her say that. Like, like she's a celebrity, she's an artist, she has some sort of like reach and everything like that because we're talking about it. But it's just perplexing to me that she would even have that mindset where like your dude don't even have the space to break down regardless of whatever he's going through. Because sometimes if a man don't get it out, he gonna get it out in other ways. There was a player on my team, Kansas City Chiefs, years ago. He was going through something mentally, and he killed the whole household. He killed his wife or his baby mother. He killed his child, his newborn child. Then he went down to the Kansas City facilities, and he took his life. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was trying to talk him out of it. Guys on the team at the time, but he was going through something. So imagine all the stuff that we go through, and we don't have a space where we could break and build ourselves back up. Like, we're human beings. So at some point you're going to break. At some point. So it's funny that we live in a world where we laugh at people that break, right? But when these people, you know, put themselves back together, put the pieces back together, and be stronger than they ever was, it's crickets. You don't hear nothing about that. You don't hear somebody going through something, pulling themselves up out the bootstraps, and building themselves past that trauma. And now that they better and stronger than they ever been before, not just emotionally but mentally, it's crickets. So I just think it's crazy for her to say that. Like it's so backwards, and I don't think that's the narrative of most women. I think that's her and her toxic past. You know what I'm saying? And to me that's just super whack. Dudes got to choose better. Like if you were a woman, I wouldn't suggest you breaking down in front of her. But if you happen to break down in front of your woman, I hope your woman is the type of woman that's gonna hold it down. That's not gonna throw it in your face. That's not gonna say, "Oh, you was weak because of da 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 da." Sometimes we need to break ourselves down and build ourselves back up. So, um, yeah, man, your ass should have told T-Pain at the least to be in the chat. It's not that he don't even want to be in the chat; it's that he can't. Like he's having an issue with the Wi-Fi because he's out of the country. He's not in the country, so he's having an issue with that. But the Masculine Culture Society has said for many years, decades, that we're not supposed to show emotion, we're supposed to hold and then deal with it on our own. That's a fact. I'm out. Good night, Mr. Ash will be performing at the pub. Yo, thank you for tapping in, Eric S. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all thing, man. Do y'all thing at the Suave Suarez. Do y'all thing. I appreciate you. Hit that like button on the way out, man. Hope you tune in for the Sunday episode at 10:30. Appreciate you. But that's a fact. Rowan 12, man. Like they want us to hold things in, and like that's counterproductive for us. That's counterproductive for us. So gotta choose better, man. Gotta choose better, and pick you a woman that's not gonna throw everything in your face, man. You know what I'm saying? Saturday at 8 p.m. Yo, shout out if y'all in that San Antonio area, tap in, check out Eric S. They performing at 8 p.m. at the Suave Suarez. Hope I said that right. So salute to Eric S, man. Salute to Eric S. All right, moving on. Moving on. A Texas teacher is accused of recruiting teens for her adult son for sex trafficking. Now she's accused, but sources to the story says that this has been going on. That she has recruited uh, quite a few young ladies to basically get up with her son so they could be sex trafficked, through him. And she does her recruiting process at her school. At her school. So um I wish I had her name. They won't release her name yet. They won't release her name yet. As soon as they release her name, I'm going to say it. They haven't released her name yet because it's still accused, so it's still basically alleged. But they saying that the charges, based on the testimony that they received, not testimony, but based on uh, from the teens that they spoke to, from the people who's close to the son, that is just a matter of days before she's, arrested and, fully charged. So, or she needs a transgender male. He could be what she needs and be more feminine. Man, who knows what these women need, bro? I stopped figuring them out a long time ago. I do my thug dizzle how I do my thug dizzle. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy. The last woman I took serious is about 3 years ago. The last one I took serious. And I just do a whole lot of dating, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I do. I just date. You know what I'm saying? I have my fun. I go out, do my thug dizzle, come on home. You know what I mean? So That's how I move. And then like a lot of the women that I meet, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I'm in the Florida area, so it's easy to meet women out here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I live near like an area where there's a whole lot of women, so it's easy to meet women, which I do all the time. So, you know what I'm saying? But I've yet to meet a woman since my ex that I want to take serious. Like I was even going to take somebody serious a year ago. I was going to take somebody serious a year ago, but that was a disaster. That was a disaster. You know, she just wasn't the right one. So, but yeah. Uh, and moving on. This is the last part of Time to Get a Rap. Willow Smith, the daughter of Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith, she poses nude for a new visual. Poses nude for a new visual. It's supposed to be like a new song to the video. But I just thought that was very interesting because here's a young lady that's obviously in her 20s and she's posing. She's basically butt naked. Like she had like a see-through thong on from what it looked like, but the way she was sitting, it looked like she didn't have underwear on, but you could, you know, the camera trick, you could see like the little lines, or maybe she didn't. Maybe it was just like a tan line. But she's, you know, no shirt, no pants, no socks, no nothing. Just, you know what I'm saying? And she's like laying on the speaker. So I just thought that was interesting. Even though she's in her 20s, at this point, I still think it's interesting because with her platform, she doesn't have to do that. Like, if you think about it, most women that basically get naked online to push their music, they don't have the lineage or previous platform from a parent to build off. You know what I'm saying? Her parents is Hollywood royalty. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop royalty, and is ingrained in the culture. No matter if you like them or not, it's Will Smith, Jada Pinkett Smith. Regardless of what you think of Jada Pinkett Smith, she's involved in a lot of top tier movies. She is a good actress. So her pops is her pops. Grammy Award winning. What he won what he won when he slapped Chris Rock. The He got a Grammy. He got it. What's that? Emmy. That's an Emmy award, if I'm not mistaken. So she's royalty. So she already got a platform where she could do her music without being naked. So, and that's probably just her, a Oscar, See, y'all holding me down. He won an Oscar. So she has a platform just based off her parents that she doesn't have to be naked to push her music. She could just focus on being dope. So her being in her 20s, that had to be a decision she came up all on her own. And like I listened to the song that she had the visual for. She didn't have to be naked for the song. Like I can understand if the song was called Naked, I'm popping this wet. I get it. But the song had nothing to do with being naked. So like I didn't get it. You know what I'm saying? A win for feminism. Man, that's a fact. That is a fact, man. Like I just don't get it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe y'all could tell me in the chat. I don't get it. Like, cause she already has the platform. Like she's her pops is popping, her mom's is popping, and then not to mention she's already had success within her music for at least like 6 years now, at least. Since she's came out, she's been successful with her music. She's done shows, she's done concerts, she's done tours. So she's known for her music. I haven't seen her in much acting roles, you know, from teenage to adult years. So she's really been doing her music. So to see her like that, it's like I don't get it. The song had nothing to do with being naked, and then you don't have to be naked. You know what I'm saying? You already got the platform. So um, bro, also women maybe feel they got to show some skin to move things. Also, maybe because of OnlyFans. It would make sense if she got an OnlyFans, but I don't think she has an OnlyFans. So, but I get the fact that women feel like they got to show some skin to get the buzz, right? But a lot of the women that do that, let's keep it real. Their parents is not Will Smith or Jada Pinkett Smith. So they do what they feel like they gotta do to get where they want to be, and then whatever, right? But again, who her parents is, who her lineage is, she don't have to. It's all a choice. So it's just something funny psychologically that is just crazy to me, and that goes into my keep the lie live segment, where it's funny to me that most people feel like they have to be something to make it. It's like, yo, be yourself. Being yourself is enough. Being yourself is not a lie if you learn yourself. So, like for example, right? A lot of people that's not from the hood, they love the hood for all the negative things that the hood has to offer, right? They want to embody everything that the with the negative parts of the hood, on being tough and carrying guns and just living risky and busting moves. But everybody in the hood don't live like that, right? And that's not everybody's story. And then the people that do move like that, that's in the hood, guess what? They don't want to do that. That's just the circumstance that they have at that moment. And then, believe it or not, once they get out that circumstance, they not doing that no more. They moving on to something else that's much more safe and easier to do, that's pertain to their skill set. So, like, being yourself is enough. Being yourself is cool. Even if you like corny things, that's cool because you being yourself. So this thing where it's like you have to be something to sell something, to me, it's like I you just you're doing too much. And maybe for me it's different because growing up I always was popular in school for playing sports, having girls and stuff like that, stuff like that or whatever. So just being myself was always enough. And mind you, everything that I like, everybody else don't like. You feel what I'm saying? I got a different point of view and ideas on everything. My ideas and point of view is not always aligned with what most people think is cool or what most people think is the norm, right? But I am who I am, right? And I like what I like, and I'm not going to change myself to like something else just to be a part of the in crowd. So it's enough to be enough, and I think people would respect that more so than you're trying to do something to be a part of. So that's why I say it's enough to be enough. It's enough to be you, like the Chiefs. You feel what I'm saying? Like, what people don't understand. I've been a Chiefs fan, the Kansas City Chiefs fan, all my life. Right? I even got an old picture with a Chiefs helmet in my hand, like I was probably like 3 years old. Right? So we've been asked forever, right? So now that we nice, everybody's like, "Oh, you a Chiefs fan, right?" I'm like, "Yo, I've been a Chiefs fan. I've been a Chiefs fan." You know what I'm saying? I always wanted to see us win, but we never put it together. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, but I've always been different. And for anybody else out there that feel like they have to change this up to be a part of something, you don't. Be comfortable in being yourself, and everything else will be itself. Like, and at some point, when you really like yourself for real, because most people, I don't believe, really like themselves for real until they get past a certain age. And what I mean by that is this, right? When you're a teenager and you're in high school, you're learning how to like yourself and really just be who you are, right? So, for example, let's say you're in high school and you like this girl, you think this girl is cute, right? And you tell one of your boys like, yeah, yo, such and such, she's sexy, and they look and be like, who, huh? Bro, she a booger wolf. Like, get out of here. She trash. So that might change your perception based on what your boy think, right? So if you learn to like what you like, they gonna have to respect what you like. And what's funny on top of that too is that when you embrace what you like, it looks better when you like it. So, example, that same girl that everybody that don't think is cute, now that we're together, like, yo, I wasn't looking at her before, but yo, she hella cute. You know what I'm saying? Or if you have a difference of opinion in somebody, be like, yo, I wasn't jacking what you was talking about, but now that I really think about it, like, I'm jacking it. So you living your life for yourself. You're not living your life to be in the in crowd and for other people's approval. You know what I'm saying? Like what you like, man. And there's nothing wrong with that. Chubby chasers. Yo, there's a lot of cute little chubby jokes out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? I'm an equal opportunist. I ain't going for a lot of the women that I date for real be slim, they be short, you know what I'm saying? I do like tall girls. Like the tallest girl I've ever dated was 6'3". She's 6'3". Yeah, she was 6'3". That was good times, man. That was a good time right there. You know what I'm saying? She was 6'3", and she was from London. She was from London. I met her. What I meet? I met her online. I met her online, believe it or not. I met her online. Yeah, she was digging the kid, and she was a flight attendant. And she was like, "Yo, you've been talking all this stuff. I'm gonna be in New York." This when I used to live in Brooklyn. She's like, "I'm gonna be in New York next week. So all the stuff you've been talking, I want to see what's up." And I was like, "All right." I went to go pick her up. This little light skinned 6'3" thing walking. I'm like, damn, she just supermodel. Like, and she had like I had that body out, you know what I'm saying? So good times, good stuff, man. So you know what I'm saying? What is that? Ash, stop talking to our honey. Nah, but you know what I'm saying though. You know what I'm saying? All due respect, Cap. Shout out to all due respect. Yeah, brother. I don't cap on nothing that I talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'm too blessed to cap, bro. So, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I got pictures, but I will never show y'all that, obviously. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, but yeah, so like what you like, man. At the end of the day, like what you like, whether it's women, whether it's your interests, whether it's whatever, whether it's music, whatever you like what you like, man. Embrace what you like, and the hell what anybody has to say, think, or feel. You like what you like, man. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. And I'm on your IG. You better show and tell. You know what's crazy? I don't think I even posted uh no Diddy. No Diddy. Ah, you stupid. You stupid. All due respect, you stupid. Talk about no Diddy. Uh yeah, I don't even be like posting like my life like that on IG like that. I just really be posting the show now. You know what I'm saying? I don't really be, you know what I'm saying? I don't do it for the gram, bro. You know what I'm saying? I do it for life. I love life. You know what I mean? So but y'all see a little something here and there, a little something, you know what I mean? So you have to go deeper to the gram for that. Yeah, like P. Diddy, he like what he likes. Yo, but you know what I learned today, which is crazy? They said sex trafficking is now if you fly a girl out, that's considered sex trafficking, right? But they saying if you fly a girl out with the only intentions to sleep with her, it's sex trafficking. So I'm like, yo, that's crazy. I mean, real talk, if you flying a woman out, a part of flying her out is to get buns. Like that's first and foremost. Like if you flying a chick out and you don't know you getting buns, like it. See that whole internet stuff where when you catch the guys with like, yeah, I flew her out, and now she ain't trying to give up the buns. To me, that's internet. That's internet because there's no way a woman is gonna fly out to you whether she flies herself out, whether you fly her out. Well, they saying if you fly her out, buns that's an automatic. That's an automatic. The only way you don't crack is obviously if she got her period. At least I don't smash when a woman has a period. But for a lot of the brothers out there, I know, you know what I'm saying? Like That don't stop nothing but, you know, that blood gonna flow either way. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all knocking them down even with the periods, but me personally, I can't do it. I don't like the smell. That shit is not sexy. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot of work dealing with a woman that is on her period. You know what I'm saying? Ass don't want no red wings. That's a fact, man. Nah, I can't do the red wings, bro. That shit is not sexy, bro. The smell, like I've smashed a woman where her period came on while we were smashing, and that shit was nasty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's not the business. But yeah, sex trafficking is now considered, if you fly a woman out with the only intent to sleep with her, that's considered sex trafficking. I was like, yo, so which is crazy to me because if you fly a woman out, a part of flying her out is to get buns. So which is wild. So be careful how y'all move, Y'all gotta make sure them text messages is tight. Like, that's can't like you can't meet a woman and fly out and crack. You know what I'm saying? So and to be truthful, I've only flown one woman out, which was my ex-girl. And she was my girl when I flew her out. You know what I'm saying? So I've never no woman, you won't find out one woman. No, well, I don't consider her. She's a woman, but I don't consider her a woman. My daughter, obviously. So my daughter and my ex. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, I ain't having sex with my daughter. That's my daughter. Nasty. So yeah, those are the only two late women, because my daughter is a young woman now, that I ever flown out. So yeah, I mean, but anybody else, you won't find a woman on this planet that say I flew her out. You know what I'm saying? The woman that I was talking about, she was a flight attendant and she flew herself out. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? She was 6'3". She was 6'3". And then the second tallest woman I've ever dealt with was 6'2". This was in college. Yeah, she was on the basketball team. You know what I'm saying? As, yeah. Yeah, I have a child. I have a child. No, I have a young lady. Damn. Well, y'all probably wouldn't believe me anyway. Y'all probably gonna say it's cat, but who cares? So my daughter, okay, my daughter is turning 21 at the end of this month. So at this point, she's considered grown. So yeah, 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 yeah. I know, how old am I, right? Yeah, I told y'all I've been active. I've been active for a long time. I've been active. I had my daughter in high school. I've been active. I've been out here on these streets. You know what I'm saying? Going crazy ever since a youngin', bro. Ever since a youngin'. Me, I remember me and one of my other boys. My other boy, he got his first girlfriend pregnant at 12, and I got my first girlfriend pregnant at 14. Yeah. So, bro, I thought you was like 26. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I drink a lot of water. You know what I mean? I drink a lot of water. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I could verify that. Yo, John, John, chill. John, Biggs in the building, so I could verify that. That's my brother from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? That's like my right hand. That's my dog. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's my brother right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? He know a lot of stories. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was there for, you know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, me and my brother used to work at this club, right? This was like college years. We work at this club, and I used to bartend before I got into music. I was bartending like right before I got into music, and I was bartending at this club, this Jamaican club, for like 4 years, 5 years. Whew. And my brother Biggs, he was in there. I'm not bartending. He was in there, bodyguard, doing bodyguard work. You know what I'm saying? One of the bouncers. You know what I'm saying? My brother Biggs lifted this dude off his neck and threw him on his neck in the street. You know what I'm saying? So, and people that think I'm capping, I'm not. Like, that's a straight fact. My brother Biggs, he handled business. What the fuck do you look? I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. But yeah, she turning 21 at the end of the month, so she's a young lady. So she, my daughter, obviously, and my ex is the only two women I've ever flown out. Every other woman I've been on trips to other countries and still haven't flown a woman out. I'll say, yo, if you meet me there, you know what I'm saying? I take care of this and I take care of that. You know what I mean? And then we'll get it popping. So yeah, yeah. Ash, how old is T-Pain? Believe it or not, T-Pain is a year younger than me. He's a year younger than me. My brother Santana is a year younger than me, believe it or not. Believe it or not, it's just that, he embraced, having the beard and the facial hair and stuff like that. Me personally, I could grow a crazy beard within probably like 2 months, but I keep it cut. I don't like a whole lot of I don't like the beard look. I don't like the beard look, but I appreciate that, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I drink a lot of water. You know what I'm saying? I drink a lot of water. My vegetables. You know what I'm saying? I keep my stress levels down. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But honestly, in all honesty, um, when my parents died, I had a scare because their cancers was related to food related stuff. So, based on that, you know what I mean? It scared the hell out of me. And it was like, yo, I'm gonna make a change because believe it or not, in my in my 20s, I was like 235 pounds. But I played football and I played basketball and I boxed. So, I was, you know what I'm saying, running back, you know what I'm saying, walking around 230. So yeah, but now, you know what I'm saying, changed my whole lifestyle and so I appreciate that, y'all. You know what I mean? Ash got a cucumber. You, come on, bro. Come on, man. Melanated. Don't permit. My grandma only got one leg and 9 fingers. I don't know if you being funny or real. I don't know. Bro, nowadays almost got everything because of cancer. Nah, but that's a fact though. Like real talk, like I'm about to in the live, but real talk, watch what y'all eat, yo. Watch what y'all eat, cause a lot of like, all right, for example, right? I avoided the bald curse in my family, right? So my grandfather, my father, and my one of my older brothers, they was all bald by the age of like 24, 25, right? Bald, right? So I'm like, yo, but it has everything to do with the foods that we eat traditionally. So when y'all learn like these foods that we eat like on a normal basis, like even like snacks, like them Doritos and stuff like that, that's not real potato chip. They make that in the factory, like it's factory made. You know what I'm saying? Like just the snacks that we eat. I haven't drunk juice and soda in years. All I drink is water. That's y'all think I'm playing. This is all I drink. Alkaline water. That's all I drink. That's all I drink. And I've been doing that for years. And one of my friends made fun of me recently. He was like, yo, I can't believe that's all you drink. I say, I'm dead ass. I don't drink. Like I haven't had hard liquor in years. Years. In years. I stay away from fast food. You won't catch me at Burger King. You won't catch me at McDonald's. I haven't had McDonald's like since 2015. It's been years. It's been years. So it's a lot of stuff that's in the foods that we eat. And yo, read them labels, yo. Like even it's crazy. Like I used to love cereal, right? And I used to have cereal before I went to bed, right? I'll have cereal and because that ain't nothing but sugar on steroids, right? But stuff like cinnamon toast crunch, y'all know that it got paint thinners in cinnamon toast crunch. It got paint thinners in there, and a lot of cereals that you eat got these different type of added stuff that they put to it for the taste and the smell, and that it don't break down properly in your body. So and it develops those cancer cells into a whole nother thing, man. So be careful what y'all eat. And you'll be careful with bottled water. The plastic from the bottle actually leaches plastic in the water. Not even lying. I've heard of that. So you know what? I'm gonna tap into that. I'm gonna tap into that. I'm gonna get one of my boys actually he told me something like that. So you're right. You're right. I want to find a better way to get proper water, the same type of water that I get, but not in plastic. So you're right. Now that's a fact. Cinnamon toast crunch is my jam. Don't yuck my yam. Yeah, I'm not trying to ruin it, bro. It's just it's really in there, and it's in a lot of different cereals and stuff that we eat. Like I used to be big on Pop Tarts. Pop Tarts is no good for you. That it don't break down properly in your body. It's not even a real thing. Like so, make sure y'all looking into the foods that we eat and like and Rowan 12 just put me on or reinforced what my boy was putting me on to about the plastic in the plastic bottles. So I'm gonna make sure that I get up on the wave and make sure I don't drink out of the plastic bottles no more. So you know what I'm saying? So when you can't unlearn something, and once you learn it, yo, apply that shit, man. For real. You trying to live out here. Yeah, microplasm bottles, BTM, all causes. All right, shout out to Chaz and the Chaz in the building. Yo, I'm telling you, I'm gonna make that change. Like when I learn something, that's and you know what's even worse now that I learned all this stuff. With the most crappiest part is when I go to the grocery store. Cause now when I go down the aisle, the stuff that I used to eat, I no longer eat, and I don't even miss it. But it's like, damn, now by the time I get to the checkout line, I didn't get nothing because it's like, damn, I can't eat none of this shit. So outside of vegetables, you know what I mean? So you got to be careful with what you eat, man. You know what I'm saying? Do the research what you put into your body, yo. And some of the things we put into our body gives us gray hair, gives us it kills your libido, all types of stuff, man. All types of stuff, yo. So be careful what you eat. Like for example, right? When I used to eat fast food, y'all won't believe me, right? So when I used to play football, when I used to go to McDonald's, my menu would look like this. My order would look like this: a Big Mac, right? And then I washed it down with either a double cheeseburger or a McChicken sandwich because they used to be $1, right? So I washed it down with that, dollar fries, 2 apple pies, a soda, a medium soda, and then I would get like the little apple slices or whatever, and then I would get a 4-piece nugget on top of that. And what was so crazy with all that is that didn't even fill me up, right? So when now, if I'm home and I'm eating that, or I'm at the restaurant, when I got home, I had to wash that down with 2 to 3 bowls of cereal. Crazy. Crazy. And then the next day, right? I'll get like a whole thing of Chinese food. You know what I mean? Like General Tao's chicken if you lived in New York or if you ever been to New York, that Chinese food would be heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like with rice and all that heavy shit. I'll clean the whole thing off. Pause. Then the next day, I will go to the soul food spot and get me mac and cheese, double order mac and cheese, oxtails, rice and peas, vegetables, or plantains. Then you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's just crazy. The way I used to eat was crazy. I'm surprised I never ballooned up to 300 pounds, but I burned a lot of fat because I played football, basketball, and I boxed. So yeah. 20 pieces currently $6. Good luck with that. Yeah, I don't eat none of that food no more. I don't eat none of that. I don't eat none of that no more. I haven't had none of that stuff since 2015. I miss when I could taste the metal from the lead pipes from the tap. Your water from the contains a small amounts of carbonated lead. Oh, okay. Yeah, but no, but still, I want to get into a better way of doing it all together. You know what I'm saying? So thank you for putting me on to that, man. For real. For real. Sack full of crystals. Yeah, man. Yo, so yeah, man. It's been one hell of an episode. Definitely appreciate y'all. isn't is it not more expensive eating healthy? Yes, it is. It's way more expensive to eating healthy, but so what? So what? The most valuable thing that we have to offer is time. And we don't want to spend our time eating unhealthy foods. So if we gotta spend the extra few dollars to eat healthy, then so be it, right? You know what I'm saying? Your health is the most important thing. How do you like to do it? I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. Live, live, live the lie, lie, live the lie, lie. Let the live the lie alive. Veggie edition. Ash drinking water, so I could take for and low IQs as well. Ash. Yeah, man, that's a fact. So yeah, y'all, yo, thank y'all for tuning in. It's been one hell of an episode. My brother Santana will be back next episode. You know what I'm saying? He's out on vacation. Again, we was trying to synchronize and get him right for tonight's episode, but he's out of the country. So where he's at, I don't want to say it, but where he's at, the whole Wi-Fi thing was a complete mess. But he will be back Sunday for the Sunday night episode at 10:30. I want to thank the sponsors, Bravo Section, Button Snaps, and OUV Records. If you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors on the show, hit me up at Ashley Lovechild on Instagram. If you're interested in becoming one of the sponsors of the show, be serious. Don't play around. If you have a product you want to push, again, hit me up on Instagram at Ashley Lovechild. Yo, I want to thank the chat for being live. Shout out to some of our day one, not some of them, all our day ones for tapping in and being so locked in with me. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate y'all, a million times, man. I know it making Santana sick that he couldn't be in tonight because, it is what it is. I feel like I'm missing something else. Again, rest in peace. We mentioned it at the beginning of the show. Rest in peace to the legendary uh OJ Simpson. You know what I'm saying? Great football player. He had a very good career as a sportscaster. Outside of that, he has children that still walk in this earth that deserve, some sort of healing. They lost their father. So, somebody lost the father, somebody lost the son, somebody lost the brother. So, shout out to OJ Simpson, the legendary OJ Simpson. Again, we're going to be back Sunday for the Sunday night special for episode 48. And we also have a big episode coming up for episode 50, the big 5-0. We're going to be doing something so lit for episode 50, yo. Oh, man, I can't wait for y'all to tune in for episode 50. The stuff that we got to talk about, the content, crazy. And again, yo, make sure y'all hit the community page. Make sure y'all hit the community page. Y'all can tap into the popular opinions on the community page as well. Tap into the rewatch and tap into the shorts. You know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all share. Tell a friend. Tell a friend. You know what I'm saying? Help us, continue to build this thing up, man, for real. And Rowan12, youthebomb.com. Pause. You already know what time it is. We'll be back on Sunday. We gotta go. Battery about to run out. That's the real reason. The battery about to run out on me again. So, but again, it's all love. And I'll see y'all Sunday. Peace.